this seems like something that we all should just know to do, but I promise you, you haven't thought of everything. We're going to go through it. Stay tuned. I'm Cristy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening. Welcome back to another episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I'm your host, Cristy Code Red, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer. And in this podcast, we're going to talk about reducing friction. Now, I got this idea from Chris Cavallini, the owner of Nutrition Solutions, the meal prep company out of Tampa, Florida, when he was on my podcast here last month. And he was talking about systematizing his life. And I almost called the podcast Systematize Your Life until Andrea said reduce friction. And I was like, oh, I like that even better. I probably can't even spell the word systematize. So I know I can spell reduce friction. So we're going to reduce friction. And that's what this whole thing is about. What can we do in our lives that can reduce friction? And what we're going to do is systematize our lives. And I like the way that Chris Cavallini said it, and feel free to go back to that podcast and watch that podcast. I like the way he said it because he was like, I set myself up for success by systematizing my life. My life is the same 7 days a week. Every single day, it's the same. And I systematized my life. And it just was so fascinating to me. I was so intrigued by that. And I do it too. But are you doing it? And can you do more? Now, if you see me glance down, it's because I have made a list of things. Let me just turn this around to show you, just because for you, look at how long this list is. I mean, that's how long, that's how many, there must be 25 things on this list. So I'm going to, in no particular order, I'm going to go through things that can help systematize your life. And we're talking and reduce friction. That's a great way to say it. But we're talking about things that are going to help reduce decision fatigue, help make it easier on yourself to stay on track. Things you probably already do and things you have not thought of. Because I talk to my Code Red certified coaches. I have 7 Code Red certified coaches, and they are all, they've mastered the program. They're Code Red coaches for a reason. They mastered the program. They lost all their weight through a customized nutrition program, did it beautifully, didn't cheat or go off the rails through the whole thing, did it beautifully, came up through the system as either a Code Red leader or a mentor. And then when they demonstrated an excellent above average, they excelled when it came to coaching. Then when there was a coaching position open, they were offered the coaching position. Then they went through a certification course to be able to become a Code Red certified coach. And they work for me and they make good money. They make as much money as a dental hygienist, and they work from anywhere. We used to say work from home. They work from anywhere. They are amazing, and they work in shifts. They have different shifts. They sub for each other. Some of them have VIP groups. So it's really, they're just amazing ladies. At the time, I don't know when this is going to come out, but we have a coach half marathon that we're all doing. All of us coaches except Maya. We are all going to Jackson Hole, Wyoming on June 1st, 2024, and we're going to run a half marathon together. I don't think any of us have ever run a half marathon before. I think maybe Coach Carey did, but I'm not sure. I ain't never done it. So we're all flying into Jackson Hole. We've got an Airbnb, and we're going to run this half marathon. And why are we doing that? Because half marathons are healthy? No, I actually don't think they are. I don't think it's really all that healthy to run 13.1 miles. I think but for something extreme, I mean, I also don't think it's really that healthy to hike up to, the tallest peak in the lower 48. I did that a couple of summers ago. I don't think it's all that healthy to hike across the Grand Canyon. I did that. I don't think it's all that healthy to do an 8-year-long boxing career. Yeah, well, I did that. I mean, bodybuilding competitions are not healthy, but we do these extreme things. So free solo rock climbing is not particularly safe, but we do that. Neither is motocross. That's not particularly safe or healthy. So we do these extreme things because we're humans and we can, and it's exciting, and it's really great to push ourselves towards these goals. So our my Code Red certification coaches are just very special to me, and I actually pulled them and asked them to help me with my list. I already had a list going, and they came up with some great ways to reduce friction in your life and to systematize your life. Now, starting off in no particular order, I'm going to go down the list. I think that one great way to systematize your life is put your bills on auto pay. Put your bills on auto pay. Now, if you are a person that lives paycheck to paycheck like I used to, I understand you might need to kind of rob Peter to pay Paul. You might need to only pay partial payment. You might not be able to put on auto pay. It's really great, and I really am thankful that I got to a point in my life because I was on Idaho State food stamps up until I was 40 years old. And on my 40th birthday, in April 5th of 2016, I met Natasha Hazlett, and together as my business coach, she was able to help me reach my first million in a year later. And so it's really, I was on state assistance up until I was 40 years old. So I never would have been able to put my bills on auto pay. But ever since then, I've been able to put my bills on auto pay, which means whatever the electric bill is going to be, whatever my phone bill is going to be, whatever the water bill is going to be, whatever whatever the bill is going to be, it can just come out of my account. I don't worry about that. Setting my bills up on auto pay for me and for my coaches completely and totally frees up your mind to worry that you are going to miss a payment. I am very particular about my credit score, and I really want to maintain a certain credit score because again, one of those things many years ago, I had a terrible, like probably the worst credit score you can possibly have. That was me. And I was able to bring my credit score up right into the 120, into the 820s. And I want to maintain that. I want to keep that. And I monitor it every month, and I monitor my credit reports. And I'm very, very, very militant about paying my bills on time, and having my bills on auto pay means I am not going to forget. I am not going to miss a payment. And that is a big one for me. Repeat eating is a big one. This is going to be Code Red mixed with life. This is just a little bit like random stuff, guys. Repeat eating. When you repeat eat, I know for me, I am a big repeat eater. And guys, you know the famous story that I ate ground beef patties every single day for 2.5 years straight. And then one day I woke up and I was like, I don't want ground beef patties anymore. And I did this with Cross O Meats. I do. And I get my monthly meat delivery service to my door from Cross O. They deliver a certain amount of ground beef. I don't want the steaks. I don't want the roast beef. I don't want anything else. I want just the ground. That's just me. I just prefer the ground. It's easy. It's again, I can make it easily. I know my macros. I mean, it fits my macros. It's really good for me. And they deliver it to my door once a month. And then I have the guests, we call them guest services in here at the hotel, bring it up and put it in my freezer. Systematized. It is there, and I never think about it. I'll open up my freezer. There's my meat. And I eat over a pound of meat every day. So I'm like right in that pound of meat that I get from Cross O. I'm getting right around 1,000 calories and right around 100 grams of protein. So I'm hitting my macros that I've already maxed out my fat because it's an 80-20 split. Like I know what I'm doing when it comes to my meat. My meat delivery service is so great. And I'm a repeat eater. And being a repeat eater is going to help you just not have to think about food all the time. Coach Andrea brought up a great thing. She said, sneak things in where you can. So instead of when you have 15 minutes between meetings, now again, these are my coaches. This is Coach Andrea. She runs her own company and she works for Code Red as a director of coaching, as the challenge coordinator. She's been with us for many years, the longest employee we've ever had. Coach Andrea, her schedule is jam packed because she doesn't just work for me. She works for other people. She's runs her own company. And when she has a 15-minute time slot in between meetings, she says, I go and I put the laundry away. And she said, so let's say that it takes me 15 minutes to fold the laundry and put it away. Maybe just in that time slot, I just am able to get it folded. And so don't expect yourself to be able to do everything. Like I can do the laundry, I can wash, dry, and fold it and iron it all within like, and you get mad if you can't get that done. If you only have 15 minutes, what can you do? Sneak things in where you can. Just get a little step closer. I like that. She also talks about grouping tasks together that are like items. Try to just if you're in the mindset to do something specific, then do that. I like this one. I like this one for cleaning my house. I I hand mop my marble floors with rubbing alcohol and a rag. And so I have these knee pads that I wear. They're volleyball knee pads. I need to get a picture of that and put it up on Instagram. That'd be funny, but they're volleyball knee pads. And I get a knee pads, and that way I can get down on my hands and knees and do a great job washing my floors without my knees hurting, because it's excruciating being on marble floor. And my marble is quite large, and it's 2 bathrooms that in my master bathroom and my spare bathroom that are marble floor. So when I get into the mode of cleaning, I go ahead and clean. I do all my floors, both the marble and the hardwood. I go ahead and clean the toilets and wipe down all the sinks. And so I like that, grouping tasks together. Don't be all over the map. Try to systematize this, try to get all those, and even better, get a housekeeper. Get somebody to clean your house. That's talk about systematized. I mean, someone coming in once a week, or depending on your family size or your house size, twice a week. I don't know, twice a week, whatever you need. If you've got a housekeeper that comes in and cleans your house for you and cleans the toilet, wipes out the shower, does the laundry or switches it over or whatever you've got going on, somebody who can shop for you. I mean, if you got a house manager, if that's the level where you are, that's great. I don't need one. I never did need one. I did have an assistant that did a lot of stuff for me back when I was doing just monster, back when Code Red was doing $1 million a month in revenue. And I had so many irons in the fire that I couldn't keep up. I needed a personal assistant, and I needed a house manager. I needed a housekeeper. I needed all that help. And I had like 60 people on payroll for that. It was a lot, but group tasks together. What did I? Oh, start and stop. I'm trying to read my own handwriting. All right. A lot of the girls, now I'm going to talk about working out here, but understand, I always say this disclaimer. Exercise has nothing to do with weight loss. Exercise is great for a million other reasons, but it's not going to address your weight problem. So don't think that I'm saying these things for people that this is the way to address your weight problem. It's not. You can lose all the weight you want without ever having to exercise. But when we get into maintenance, we all start exercising. It is something that is hard. We are hardcore about, and all of my coaches exercise. You should see them. We do they send in monthly progress photos to me. They are so cute, you guys. They have little 6-pack abs. They are so muscular. They're amazing. My coaches are amazing. And so a lot of the girls suggested that you set out your workout clothes the night before. If you are a person that works out, set up your workout clothes the night before. Get it to where you get up. And Coach Carrie Martin said she's got 2 teenagers and she's a nurse practitioner, and she just got a lot of irons in the fire. And she said, I set out I want to do as little, I want to think as little as possible in the mornings. I do not want to have to think in the mornings. So she does all the thinking the night before. Like she fills up her water bottle at night. Most of the coaches do this. That way they get up, they walk to the bathroom, they go potty, they strip down naked, they weigh themselves, and they turn and grab their bottle of water. And so one of the things is she puts sets out her workout clothes at night because she works out first thing in the morning. Now, Coach Lisa, she works out after work. So what she does is she sets her workout clothes in her to-go bag with her meal prepped already. And all the girls prep their food the night before all my coaches do. And a lot of our rebels do. They prep their food the night before because all of them have day jobs. Coach Melanie is a teacher, and Coach Lisa is a manager for a company. Coach Carrie Martin is a nurse practitioner. And so these girls all have things that they do full time, as a full-time job outside of their home and outside of their coaching work for Code Red. So they manage a lot, and they really have to systematize their life. So they get all their workout stuff ready the night before, either for working out after work or working out before work or whatever it is, and their meals are prepped and in their bags. Everything is prepped and in their bags. One thing that Coach Melanie said that was funny is she says, I'm cheap. So by cooking my meat ahead of time, I don't want it to go to waste. And I force myself to eat it because I don't want to, I don't want to waste that. I don't want to waste that protein. And we all know that here in the spring of 2024, inflation it's through the roof. The economy is not good right now, and food is really, really, really expensive, more expensive than we've seen in decades. And so she's like, I do not want to waste one single bite. A lot of the girls talked about a grocery delivery system. Grocery delivery, either Instacart right to your door, or do that thing where they bring it out to you. You just like go to slot number 11 at Walmart and they bring it out to you. That's a great way to systematize your life, and it keeps you out of the store. And most retailers do this. If you are a person that works out, you can get a personal trainer. Let him or her do the thinking for you. Let them program your workout. Let them figure it out. Let them handle that whole thing. Let them do it. You just show up and you just kind of mindlessly go through the motions. You don't have to think about it. Personal trainer is a great way to go if you work out, if you're in maintenance and you've already lost all your weight, or if this is just something you do for whatever reason. And again, exercise is not a way to address your weight problem. It's not going to help with weight loss. You can lose all the weight you want without ever having to exercise. Losing weight is 100% diet. People are like 80-20. No, it's 100% diet. I'm sorry to say that it is. It's 100% diet. But getting a personal trainer, for those of you who do work out, can be a great way to systematize your life. Coach Carrie Martin puts an alarm clock. She uses an alarm on her phone to tell her to get ready for bedtime, because evenings for her are really jam-packed. And sometimes she gets going and she just doesn't time gets away from her. And she says, an alarm tells me to start getting ready for bed. I'm in bed at 8. I'm asleep by 9, and I'm back up the next morning, 4 or 5 a.m. I think she wakes up at 4, maybe 5. And so getting an alarm set in place for her to go to sleep, to start the bedtime routine for her is important. And that might be something you guys might want to think about, is getting an alarm in place to start the bedtime routine. And we start our bedtime routine 2 hours before bed. We start cooling down the house. We put on our blue light blocking glasses. We take our nighttime supplements. We start turning everything down, starts getting quiet, dark, and cool in our house. We take the noise level down. We start setting our bodies up to start making the melatonin to where we can fall asleep naturally. If we have loud blaring music, if we have the lights are all on and the blinds are all up, that's just not going to help your body realize that it's time to start making melatonin. It's time to start calming down for the nighttime. And of course, those blue light blocking glasses that you can get from Swanwick. If you go to coderedlifestyle.com/Swannies and you use the discount code CodeRed15, you can get 15% off of daywear, nightwear, prescription, fit overs, readers, all kinds of Swannies, and all of their products. I have a nightlight that I use, the amber nightlight, and it does this very orangey amber glow in my bedroom. I can't believe that not everybody does it. And you want to take it a step further, you can get the red light that goes in your bedroom. That is hardcore. And they provide that at Swanwick. So check those guys out. The girls all talked about alarms in their phones to help remind them to do things. One of the girls said, I want to be reminded when to take my pills. There are certain times I need to take my pills. Maybe they're taking they're taking certain pills that need to be taken a certain time of day, between certain meals, or whatever's going on with them. A lot of you guys take pills, and that would be great. Sometimes you might forget. But also, speaking of pills, a great way to systematize is get a pill box. Put all those supplements and pills in a pill box, and go ahead and call me old, but I know a lot of people who aren't even old and they do this. Set yourself, it says AM and PM, it says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and set them all in there. And that way you don't have to think. Just once a week, you fill up that pill box and you take your supplements. Great way to systematize. I talked about prepping your meals the night before. Make that meat. The meat is going to be the hardest thing. I don't care if it's pork chops. I don't care if it's ground beef. I don't care if it's ribeye. I don't care if it's roast. I don't care if it's bacon. I don't care what meat you use. Prep your meat the night before. A lot of it can be heated up. Most of it, I can't think of anything that doesn't. I mean, I wouldn't make eggs the night before and then heat that up. Like, it depends on if you do egg bites and you can heat that up. That's fine. But most meat can be made the night before, and you can turkey, I can shrimp, like you can make it up the night before and then heat it up. Shrimp is a great one that you can eat cold, and that's awesome. Make it up the night before, meal prep, especially that meat. Interesting, Coach Lisa, she works out after work, and she says that I change my clothes at work. And that way it forces me to go to the gym. Like, it's just on a system. She finishes her work day, she changes into her workout clothes at work, and then goes right and works out and gets that done. And I love that. And she just her body is transformed in this incredible way. She lost all of her weight with Code Red and then switched over to bodybuilding. And she's been bodybuilding now, I think, for a year and a half. She's just absolutely incredible. And it's just yielded this just amazing results. And that's what we want for our rebels in maintenance. So she changed her clothes at work. All the girls said they meal prep on the weekends. They meal prep on the weekends. And that's why we have the meal prep mind prep journal that you can get. The meal prep mind prep journal you do on Sundays, Sunday nights. And on the right side is meal prep. On the left side is mind prep. And this meal prep mind prep journal is going to last you an entire year. You do it you're only doing it once a week. So you write out what you're doing to prep your mind for the coming week. And you write out what you're doing to prep your meals for the coming week. And this takes place on Sunday using the meal prep mind prep journal. If you want to get that, you can go to coderedlifestyle.com/journal to get that. So the girls all meal prep on the weekends. One thing that Coach Maya does is she does a lot of working out at home. And this is something that's interesting. I'm not really a fan of working out at home, just simply because a lot of people can't work out at home. They just won't. They don't. They won't. Only 1% of all people can actually do at-home workouts. And, do you have a squat rack set up? Do you have a TRX set up? Do you have at-home equipment set up? I mean, a lot of people have converted their garages into gyms, and that's great. Talk about systematizing your life. Like, that's what Chris Cavallini specifically talked about in his video with me. Don't fear the pressure, fear the absence of pressure. He converted his whole garage into a full gym with everything he would ever need for the rest of his life in that gym. And that's what he was referring to. He was referring to his meal prep, his meals that are already prepped, because he owns a meal prep company, already in his fridge, already ready to go. There's no thought. He just grabs a meal out of there. It's already going to fit his macros. It's already going to fit into his budget. And then he talks about how his at-home gym is right there. He also has a cold plunge in his backyard. He also has a sauna in his backyard. And so these items are already set up and ready for him, to where he does not have to think. He just does it. It's right there. So those of you guys who do at-home workouts, if that works out great for you, that's awesome. I can't. I don't. I go to a gym. I have a trainer. So that's just me. I mean, I guess I will if I know I've got a show coming up or something. And if it means enough to you, you'll make the time for it and you'll make the effort for it. But a lot of people with at-home gyms, they don't. But what Coach Maya does is she queues up her workout video. She's on a subscription for a month for these workout videos to come from this certain lady. And she queues up the video to where it's waiting there for her. And it costs her to be a member of this certain thing that she does. So she's going to use it because she doesn't want to waste the money. So she queues up the video, she gets up and she works out that next morning when she wakes up. Another great way to another great way to systematize is to get your supplements on auto ship. I can't believe, guys, not only does it save 15% on getting them on auto ship, but guys, they show up to our Code Red supplements show up to your house every single month. Remember, we ship 6 days a week. We just don't ship on Sundays because mail doesn't go out on Sundays. So we do bundle them up on Sundays, but mail doesn't go out till Monday. So if you're getting your supplements on auto ship and they are arriving and you don't have to think about it and you don't need to miss any dose, talk about amazing, amazing, amazing opportunity to reduce friction in your life. Get things on auto ship. You do not want to miss your magnesium. Magnesium is responsible for over 300 enzymatic processes in your body. You need that mag. You need that D3. Now, our D3 lasts 90 days. You take one a day unless directed by your doctor. And some doctors want you to take more. But for Code Red vitamin D, which is not a vitamin, and it's not a supplement, it's not a vitamin, and it's not it's a hormone. It's funny how vitamin D3 more mimics a hormone. And so it's not a vitamin, but vitamin D, we call it vitamin D3. Our vitamin D3 is extremely potent and very effective. It has an 80 to 83% absorbency rate, whereas the lower big box stores, you're looking at 31 to 32% absorbency rate. So you're just peeing out expensive urine. Get that vitamin D. Vitamin D and the mag are the two those are the two. That's Code Red 101. Everybody should be on that. We just don't get enough sun in this hemisphere, guys. We're not all living in Costa Rica, guys. We're not. And you're like, I'm outside gardening. You're not outside enough. You're not absorbing the sun enough. And you need to supplement your vitamin D and your mag, guys. And you need to take 4 of those pills every night. You do not want to miss a dose. So make sure that you are getting in that mag and that D3 every single day. Take them at night. You can take the D3 anytime you want, but you take the mag at night for sure. So get those supplements on auto ship. Let me make sure that you never go without your stress support, that you never go without your Code Red Calm, that you never go without your hot flash arrest, because those things are vital to you feeling good, especially if you're on thyroid support. I'm on thyroid support. I recently got off my levothyroxine. That thyroid support is helping bridge the gap, because normally you go through 3 months of just feeling in the toilet and you're tired, you're fatigued, can't seem to get going, you got a little bit of weight gain. That thyroid support is going to prevent that from happening. So get your supplements on a subscription. Let us ship them out to you automatically. You don't even have to think about it. Also, get that meat on a subscription, guys. The coderedlifestyle.com/MEAT meat. They will deliver anywhere to your door, anywhere in the United States. Crosso is a family-owned ranch out of Riggins, Idaho. They have high-quality beef and pork that they will deliver to your door anywhere in the United States. Why not? Cheaper than the grocery store when you add up all the costs and all the hassle of having to go through all that. Get it on subscription. Get your nut pods on subscription. There's a lot of subscriptions out there, a lot of ways to get things systematized by getting on your subscription. And by the way, if you use the code RED at checkout for your meat, you get free ground beef added to your box. So that's a great way to make sure that you reduce that friction. Another thing that I thought was interesting that Andrea brought up, she brought up wearing the same type of clothes each day. Now, to her, I love getting dressed personally. I love picking out outfits. I want to see what's going to go. I want to match my makeup to my outfit. It's fun. It's not fun to her. She doesn't want to think about that. That's just the kind of person she is. And so she keeps her clothes relatively the same each day, unless she has something that's outside the house that may be a special occasion, or maybe a certain breakfast or a certain Easter dinner she's going to. And she make sure that she gets her clothes they're just set out and they're the same. She doesn't have to think about it. She knows they fit. She knows they're comfortable. She knows that she feels good in them, and she wears the same type of clothing every day. And that's interesting. I never even thought about that. I never thought about reducing friction in that way, but she is a much different personality than mine. So we think of different ways. We just think of different things. And this is why I asked the coaches to help me out with this list, because they thought of things that I didn't really think about. And I love that. I love that we can all come together with different ideas on how to reduce friction and how to systematize your life. There's more that you can control than what you think. Stop acting like everything's out of control. It's not all out of control. It's you not wanting to put up some boundaries and put up some limits to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Remember, putting yourself first does not mean putting other people last. You're just putting up boundaries to protect you and your family and to make sure that you are staying healthy so you can take care of your family. It's just a form of self-respect and form of self-love. Put up boundaries and systematize. There are so many things out there to make life easier for us. Technology is insane. And ever since COVID, we have been able to get all these deliveries to our house, and you don't have to think about it anymore, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast, how to reduce friction and how to systematize your life to make things easier. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you are looking for some hardcore accountability to get and keep this weight off, look no further because I've got VIP Connection. This is the ultimate connection to me, just short of me sleeping on your couch. You're going to get 3 daily messages from me in real time directly to you. You're going to submit your weight every Friday. We're going to go over it in a weekly meeting on Sunday nights, and I'm going to give you feedback. You'll have access to a monthly VIP breakfast with me in Boise, a monthly VIP supplement box, access to any workshop, any PDF promo that I hold for that month. You'll have access to the Ringside membership. And best of all, you'll have a fully customized nutrition program written just for you. We're talking about over $3,000 total value for $397 a month, and you can cancel anytime. Go to coderedlifestyle.com/VIP to check that out.